Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel. Welcome back 7-Day Bond, who is still on his quest to achieve his Premier membership. Now, what I thought I'd do on 7-Day Bond is make a little bit of a different video compared to normal. Rather than the sort of serious stuff, I thought I would cover what I do on 7-Day Bond to make my Bond and membership. Now, I've done a very similar video to this on the New Era account, where we go through all the different sort of money-making methods it's accessed and uses to build its cash stack up, as well as some other stuff for the New Era account, which it's not really got to yet. However, in this video, I'm going to go through 4 or 5 moneymakers I do quite consistently on 7-Day Bond to make millions of GP, whether that's to upgrade the account or to also make my membership. Because if you didn't know, for 7-Day Bond, we have to pay for our membership with in-game cash. Now, if you do enjoy the videos on my channel, I do make a wide variety of different stuff, from moneymakers, series, to different kind of videos as well. Go and check the channel out, drop me a subscription, and please like the video. It really does help me out to be seen by more and more people and get these kind of videos out to the people who need a little bit of help with their Runescape time. So what I'm going to do is focus on the kind of skills which help me out. So the main ones we're going to look at in this video are going to be Herblore, crafting, construction, and fletching. Now, between these skills, these are what made the sort of backbone of this account and made me a lot of GP. Now, in terms of what we're going to do for this video, I'm going to sort of talk through the ones which have made me the most. So in terms of Herblore, the ones which have really sort of performed very well lately is the Super Anti-Fire Potion. Now, this is going to require level 85 Herblore, a Anti-Fire Potion, and a Desert Phoenix Feather. Now, a Desert Phoenix Feather is a very easy secondary to get. And with the kind of prices the Anti-Fires have been at lately, they've been very stable, roughly about 20,000 coins for a free dose. It kind of values the Phoenix Feather. It's about 10,000 coins, which for how easy it is to get and how AFK it is to go and feed some feathers, it's an incredible way to make some cash. Lately, because the bonds have kind of slipped about sort of 110 millish, I always see that if I can go and make 11,000 super anti-fires in 4 days, that means I have 10 days of membership purely free for myself to go and literally do what I want in the account. But this one has been very consistent now for a couple of months, and I do have a video based on this, which I'll make sure to link in the corner and in the description for you guys to have a look at as well. Now, a little bit later on, depending on what your Herblore level is, there's some other good potions to do now. I've just released a video on super prayer potions. This is more of a newer one which I've started to explore, but it's still very, very good. You do need to put a little bit of groundwork in for the bones to grind the bones yourself, but for me, it helps train my magic. And even with the super anti-fire potions, I need to put a little bit of work in for that as well. But these will roughly make you 6 to 7 millish per hour. They are very good. Prayer renewals is another one I did over the Christmas period, which worked out very, very well. And the thing with prayer renewals is it's more important to sell them as a 4 dose, because that's what people use to do crystal combination potions. You'll make more GP with it, and to be fair, all 3 of the potions I've mentioned do kind of sell a little bit better as a 4 dose, so always go and check those margins. But for whatever reason, prayer renewals can kind of go very niche, they can spike in price quite a lot, and the secondary ingredient, the Mochella Mushroom, is quite high valued, so by saving that with your Scroll of Efficiency, it just means you're going to make a little bit more GP on it as well. Now, one which does deserve a shout out is the Super Necromancy Potion. It's not something I've got to just yet, but it has worked very well for the past future. So that's Herblore, and again, the items I use for a Herblore are the Botanist Mask, the Brooch of the Gods, which is by far paid for itself now. It was such a good investment to have. I think I probably spent about 160 mil on it, but the amount of Herblore and other skills related to the Brooch I've used it for has made it pretty much be paid for itself. So the second skill, which we do quite a lot, is crafting. Now, crafting, you can do numerous things throughout crafting, all the way up to 99 to make some GP, whether that's making some Dragon Hide. Dragon Hide generally performs very well in terms of GP. Battle Staffs, not as good as what they used to be, because the price of the Battle Staff and the Orbs have rocketed up a little bit to the point you don't make as much profit. Or also, you've got the Dragonstone Jewelry, which is absolutely solid and a really good way to make some AFK profit. So what I've been doing for crafting, at a level 100, you can turn Starbloom Flowers into Starbloom Thread. Now, with the release of 110 crafting, that's brought this brand new way of crafting in, where the demand for the Starbloom Thread and cloth has come from as well. Now, sometimes it's better just to make the thread, and then sometimes it's better to make the cloth. It just depends on what the prices are, but by doing this as a crafting method, I have made so much money with just simply doing this as a crafting method as well. Now, the thread is very funny on terms of what price it is. The Grand Exchange price is still very much off, but sometimes you can make more money actually making the thread and just continuously turning on that, rather than actually doing the cloth instead. So it's kind of similar to how frames work. Sometimes it's better to sell the refined plank rather than the frame. But in this case, we can go and buy one of the flowers for 25.8k. We can sell the Starbloom Thread for pretty much a 5k profit, which isn't bad. or we can then turn the thread into the cloth and we're going to make something more around sort of 14k profit, which I would probably see this all the way through because, to be fair, turning the thread into the cloth doesn't actually take that long. I'd say turning it into the thread is the longest bit of the process anyway. But again, I have probably done well over 150k of this. And currently on the Grand Exchange, it is valued about 10 mil per hour. When I was doing it when 110 crafting was released, I was probably pulling in 20 to 30 mil per hour. It really rebuilt this account up. I had such a bad run on 7-day bond where, due to not being motivated to play, having bad luck in terms of like drops in profits and items being down in price, I wasn't making a lot of money until 110 crafting came, and then I probably made 450 mil in a week because I was simply just doing this method. Where I used to do it was actually in the crafting guild. I kind of prefer Fort for Infantry now because it's just a bit closer to bank. You literally just run one step to the west and you can go and bank. And then that's pretty much it in terms of method. It's very AFK, it's very chilled. All the other crafting methods are still good. So things like Dragonstones, depending on like when the time is and what the price is, can be worthwhile doing. But for now, what I like to do to pay for my membership is just do a couple of hours of this every 2 weeks. And it will pay a big chunk of a bond off as well, which is really nice. And then to turn it into a loom, I go to the crafting guild because a loom's quite close to the bank, and that's what I'll do to turn it into a cloth. Again, really solid method, really do enjoy it as well, and it makes me a lot of profit on this account. Now, while we're in Fort for Infantry, we'll talk through one of the other methods, which is making frames. So construction was humongous for this account. This is probably what made the account the most money in one point, and the kind of GP we were making when sort of frames were in its height is incredible. Now, weirdly, construction has kind of found its momentum again. The announcement of the 120 construction skill is really blown up the price of frames. And if you haven't seen the video I've done where we do a bit of a deep dive into the prices of frames, where you can make money and what's the best method to do, I'll make sure that's in the description as well. But frames are currently having a resurgence in terms of its profit. But what I used to do, sometimes I would make them from the log. So I would go and cut my own logs into planks, then turn them into refined planks, and then turn them into frames. Later on down the line, I started to put lowball offers in for refined planks and then just simply cut out the first few stages and made refined planks into frames. That worked pretty well, and it's something I consistently do every now and then. If I am in the mood to sort of use my GP for good, I try and make my Grand Exchange work for me. So I'll put in some lowball offers for refined planks, and then once they've bought in a decent amount, I will turn them into frames afterwards. Now luckily for me, I have a stack of refined planks in the bank, and it's something I'm going to be doing in the future as well. But making these frames have been responsible for making multiple millions of GP as well. Definitely in the hundreds of mil. Because I was doing this probably on the first time frames were released on like a double XP. And I was making bank. Like, definitely look into construction. If you're not 99 construction now and you're looking for a skill to make you significant amounts of money in the next 6 months, this is the skill to do. Because again, like, I've just turned this full invo of logs for a price of 18,000 coins into 7 of these refined planks. And I can tell you now, the refined planks will sell for more on the Grand Exchange, but if we just have a quick look at that, 17,000 coins is going to turn into a price of 102k, and it's just going to be like that all the time. And it's just going to be like that all the time. You're going to make so much money. And then also as well, like, we're going to turn 3 of these, well, if we just go and take the full info, we're going to turn 411k into even more cash by creating the frames as well. The XP is decent. If you're looking to do this for 99 construction, it's a very valid way to train 99 construction because you're getting decent XP drops. It's a little bit AFK. You don't fully have to pay attention. And it really is one of those methods which is absolutely stand out. And I don't mind doing it. And this is the thing with these money making methods. They're all relatively chill. They're not of high intensity. I don't have to focus too much. I can just sit back and enjoy the time and let the cash rack up from there as well. Now, the fourth method, and again, I'm not going to show you what I'm doing because again, I've made videos on these, and what I'll try and do in the description and in the corner of the video is to tag all these videos in sort of like links, just in case you guys want to go see like the more detailed version stuff. It's going to be fletching. Now, fletching at the minute, the bolt prices are a little bit down, and you would have saw at the beginning of the video, I took out some Ascendary bolts. They're probably like 1,000 GP cheaper than what I'd want to sell them for, but it just seems that they've been hit a little bit in terms of their GP price, and they're just struggling to sell. But bolts are insane. If you have, again, the Brooch of the Gods, a portable Fletcher, the Rangers workroom in Fort for Infantry as well, they will give you so much more supplies. You could lose profit on making the actual bolts itself, but the bolts you will get from just making those are going to make you so much more money. Like, the GP way to make money now is not so much to make profit on every single like cost or potion or bolt. It's how much money you can make from extra stuff, material you can save. That's where your profit can sometimes be. If you can make profit on the actual potion or item itself and have the additional of all the extra resources, even better. So just talk about this info really quick. It was something like 411k and we've just turned that to 649 while we've been sat talking. And these will sell for higher than that price as well. So there's definitely GP in that skill. But yes, so bolts, I do onyx bolts, I do ascendery bolts. Those are the only ones I really sort of dabble with. All the other kind of fletching methods are pretty much not really worth it. The eternal magical short bows are definitely something I need to look into because I do think they're going to be good, and they are good actually, especially with a double XP. Some point in the next 6 months, it'd be a good time to stock up on them. But bolts just absolutely print. Now, what I would say, you need to time bolts correct, and that's why I like keep an eye on the RuneScape wiki, or watching the monthly series we do where we go over the wiki's money-making methods for combat and skilling. Just helps to identify when they are good. Sometimes you need to wait for the price just to settle, and then they can absolutely print. But bolts and fletching have made me so much cash on this account, and to be fair, over the last couple of episodes over Christmas, that's what made this account so much GP, was Ascendery and Onyx bolts and the super anti-fire potions. I probably made something like 500 mil off the bond before this, just down to those methods absolutely printing, and I didn't even play for the full bond either, so we could have actually made some more. However, I hope this has been a nice little video. Again, I just know that over the next couple of months, I think items are going to be more expensive as people start looking at going towards traditional skilling methods, because things like proteins and other skilling sort of supplies you got from Treasure Hunter start to deplete and people want to increase their stats and gain extra XP. And also as well, I think when construction is released, I think it's going to be that good. People will want to jump into construction and invest in construction, but I think it's going to be extremely expensive. So to make a little bit more GP on the side leading up to that, it could always be helpful as well. However, let me know, how did I do? Do I miss any other methods which are worthwhile doing? Drop them in the comment section below. As always, I will put the links to all the different methods I've mentioned in this video, which we have covered over the past 6 months, if you want to go and check out how I do them in a bit more detail and a bit more explaining through it as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon for the next video.